Are you a cat lover who loves the idea of owning your own cat cafe? Then this is the podcast for you. Join me, Angeli Rodriguez, owner of the Woody Whisker Cat Cafe and author of the book Drinks and Whiskers, as I walk you through my tips and tricks to help you open a successful cat cafe. Are you ready? Let's do this. Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Drinks and Whiskers podcast, the place to be to get the inside scoop on what it's like to open and run a successful cat cafe. I'm your host, Angeli Rodriguez, and I'm so excited to introduce today's guest on the podcast, Cara Phillips. Cara is the owner of Cara's Cat Cafe in beautiful Destin, Florida. So welcome to the show, and thank you so much for being here today, Cara.
Yes, thank you for having me. I was so excited when I saw this message, so I'm
That's
very happy
great.
to be here.
Oh, I'm so excited to meet you. Well, just so the listeners know, Cara was sweet enough to send me a message via Instagram a couple weeks ago, just saying like, "Hey, I was really, I visited your cat cafe. I was really inspired, and I created my own cat cafe in Destin, Florida." And I was so excited when I heard that I was like, "Oh my gosh, I have to like meet and talk to you in person, and we just have to connect." So thank you so much for sending me that message, Cara. And as our first for our first question, I wanted to ask how did you get started with cat cafes and wanting to do this?
So it was really your cafe, which is like so crazy to me. Like I did not go to your cafe being like, "Oh, I want to open one of these one day," at
Uh-huh.
all.
Uh-huh.
And I wasn't honestly, I wasn't even super involved in the cat community at that point. Like I
Uh-huh.
had a cat, I loved my cat. I was on vacation and I was like, "Oh, this place has like coffee. You guys have some beers, right?"
Yes, and
Yeah,
wine
I
too.
think
Yep.
I had like an IPA and cats. I was like, why would I not go to this place? So when I went there, I was just like, I just thought it was the most amazing thing ever. Like I
Mhm.
really did. And do you sell paintings?
We have paint nights
Mm-hmm.
that people can come and paint with the cats, and then our artists sell their paintings in our cafe. So yes, we had little painting. That's how
I
we decorate our
actually,
cafe.
yes, I
So
bought a painting from you guys too, which I don't
oh.
have it with me. I wish I had it here, but it was like a cat with sunflowers. And I bought it because I was like, I'm going to hang this up in my cat cafe one day. And then I just like came home and my life didn't change much at that point. I'm
Yeah.
only 23, so this is when I was like, oh gosh. I had to be at least be 21. So like 21. So this is a few years ago. And I was like,
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
is amazing. And the power of manifestation. Like I just started
Wow.
saving up stuff. Like somehow I knew that this is what I wanted to do. And at that point, I then became more involved in the community. My
Mm-hmm.
mom did a lot of foster work for one of our local rescues. So I just kind of started working on connections then. Um,
Perfect.
and then
That's
I just
so
started,
smart.
I was serving, bartending, working. I mean, we're in a very big tourist area like you are. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that was like the best way for me to raise funds at the time.
Uh-huh.
And then I was in the right place at the right time. The previous owner who owned this space, it was a vegan restaurant, and
Uh-huh.
she wanted to go in a different direction, and she knew this is what I wanted to do. And she
Yeah.
had put so much love and work into the space. She wanted it to go to something that still
Oh.
helped animals. So it was
Yeah.
just really like right place, right time,
That's
and just
amazing.
manifesting and saving up stuff. I didn't have like, this is my 5-year plan. Like, I didn't have that. I just started
Mm-hmm.
saving things.
Mm-hmm. That's
So,
amazing. What a beautiful story. That's
yeah.
great. And so I like that you kind of took baby steps into it, like working with the rescue first. That's a lot of same advice that other people have given on the show too, is like, hey, I know Cat Cafe sounds great, but like really make sure that this is what you want to do, right? Like, because the
Mm-hmm.
rescue work is hard, right? It's not always happy stories, that you have. So
No, and so that's actually a big thing for me. So like I was involved with my mom who worked directly with rescues, and I was not doing like the on the streets hard work because I couldn't do it.
I
And
know.
that's been a huge thing with opening this place is I now hear so many more stories because people come to me, and
Mm,
I don't want to say I feel like undeserving to be here, but I'm just like I just want to shed light and provide support to all these people who do
hmm.
all these things that I just couldn't do. Like it's heartbreaking sometimes.
It is.
So
It's so hard. Like rescue work
and
is honestly hard.
And
Yeah.
that's the people that I'm just like, these are the people we're here to support. Like, I just created kind of a lighthearted, safe environment for people to
Yeah.
get involved because not everybody can do rescue work and go to shelters and volunteers.
Right.
Because as much as it's rewarding, it can leave you with a heavy heart. So I
Yeah.
was like, well, this is a way for people to kind of get involved in a
Yes.
lighthearted manner because that's what happened to me. I went to your cafe, and
Hmm.
I own cats and I loved cats, but I never realized like the feral problem we have and how
Mm.
important TNR is. And then the more I
Yes.
learned, I was just like, wow, like you guys do so much. So many people in this community that just spend money out of their own pocket to feed hundreds of cats a day. It's
Exactly.
been amazing. So that part has been a little crazy to me, I will say.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great. Thank you so much for sharing that. What do you find most exciting about owning your own business?
Probably, definitely the adoption aspect.
Yes.
I am a full service restaurant here, so we do have
Yeah.
full sit down food, barista, server, which is
Uh-huh.
where my experience came from because I'd been doing that for 5 or so years. So
Okay.
I knew how restaurants worked. Like that's where I was like, I know how restaurants work. I've been doing it. I've worked in all sorts of type of restaurants, early morning, late nights,
Mm-hmm.
and I've
Mm-hmm.
worked with a lot of people. So that's the part that I felt good about.
Right.
Um, so the adoption part has been awesome. The working with animals, and that is the part that I'm definitely the most excited about. And meeting all the people that do all the rescuing around here.
Yes.
Truly, like the amount of people I meet all the time that come in every day. Like I'm never too busy to talk to people
Mm-hmm.
ever. So that part has been awesome.
I love it. I love it. It's a beautiful cat cafe in a nice small town, and just everybody knows everybody. I love that so much.
Hmm.
Um, what's the most important lesson that you have learned so far in owning your own business?
To take advice. I am not a person who like no, I don't want to say takes advice easily, but I can be strong-willed in the way I think. And then when you're a
Mm-hmm.
business owner, especially a new business owner, so that's like the worst way to be, almost. It's like you need to have your own opinions and do run things exactly how you want it. But for me personally,
Mm-hmm.
as far as cat care and stuff, just taking all the advice from all my rescues and all the people that even volunteer here and
Mm-hmm.
other restaurant business owners, just hearing what everybody has to say and changing accordingly has helped so much. Because when I first opened about a month and a half ago, I was 8 people in the room at a time, ages
Yeah,
6 up. Now I'm 6 people in the room at a time and ages 10 up. So I'm like constantly changing and listening to
that's
other
right.
people.
You have to
Um,
pivot, right? You have to be
you
able to
have to
like
pivot
change and see
constantly.
what is best for your customers, for the cats, for everybody, right? And for you
Mm-hmm.
too. Because you can't run yourself ragged either. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so what kinds of things do you do to take care of yourself?
Um, you know, right now I feel like I don't know. I'm getting there. The first month and a half as a business owner, I'm
Mhm.
definitely eat and breathing and sleeping the cat cafe right now.
Right,
I
right.
do. I go to the beach. I mean, I try to go on walks
Good.
at least a little bit.
Good.
Because
Yes, that's
even
important.
30 seconds of like putting my phone down, that's another big thing is it's
Hmm.
so easy to constantly respond to messages, especially when it's like people are interested in a cat. It's like I can never not respond or talk to
Right,
people.
right.
Um, and then a huge part of this business is so far I have quickly found out is so many people in this area have never ever heard of cat cafes before, even though I think the most of them are in Florida.
Yes, you're absolutely right. And then there's still people out there that have no idea what we do. And it's like, ew, cats and food. And I'm like,
Yes,
do you
yes.
have pets in your
I
house?
do
And
get
you
some
have your own
crazy
cat cafe, right?
messages. And then it's been, yeah, I definitely get some crazy messages, of course, about being unsanitary, which is, people, there's a cat stigma out there. And that's what we're here
Yes,
for, is to end cat stigma. Like,
right.
I don't know why
Exactly.
it started, but I wish it never did.
Mm,
Yeah, is bringing awareness to people about what we do. That is a huge part of it. I would say that is 70% of my day to day. It's
wow.
just educating and awareness because people walk in here and they expect, I think, cats to be like on the ceilings. Like people
Yeah,
don't know what
yeah.
to expect and they come in here just like looking around. But I mean, it's been fun, and I've also am learning along the way.
Right. Right.
So it's been fun.
That's great. So, I have so many questions for you. What kinds of things do you have at your restaurant? What things do you serve? Foods and things.
We try to do rotating, but we focus
I
on
love
like
it.
cafe style. So I do post a menu to Facebook every Tuesday, but like right now I have hot honey pizza, caprese pizza, a vegan chicken
Wow,
sandwich, a chicken salad sandwich, French toast. I mean, we try to kind of go all over the board, do some different stuff,
that's
acai
great.
bowls, and then we do
Oh,
fresh bakery as well.
oh my God, that sounds so delicious. That sounds
It's
amazing.
we
You
have
change it
fun.
every week?
A little
What?
bit, not the whole menu, but we switch out at least three or four. We got like a chicken avocado melt panini that's
Oh,
so good right now. So
oh,
it's
that's
been
oh my
so
God.
fun.
I'm gonna come visit this summer when I'm visiting
I'm
family in
so
Panama City
excited
Beach,
for
and I
that.
cannot wait to go visit Cara's Cat Cafe in Destin, Florida. I'm so excited. So obviously this podcast is about people. It's for people who want to open their own cat cafe. What's your advice for those who are interested in owning their own cat cafe?
Make connections early on. Like
Mm-hmm.
meet people that work in the rescue world early on, build a portfolio.
Mm-hmm.
If you have the resources and the time, like even go as far as getting involved in TNRing and just making connections is a huge part of it. Like meeting
Yes,
like-minded people with like-minded goals is so much of starting a business.
that's great. That's
That
really
that
great
would be my
advice.
number one advice. Definitely. The shelters I work with are amazing. Help me so much. Not everybody told us yes along the way. Not in
Mm-hmm.
the shelter world, but in the business world. And you just kind of have to keep going. Even if someone tells you no, it's not necessarily a no. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Especially in this business because it's very uncharted territory county to county because you do have to follow your own
Definitely.
county's restrictions.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a full food service license, but as far as zoning, I'm technically out of city limits. So I personally didn't have to go to the city.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to pay attention to where you want to open and things like
Mm-hmm.
that. So you do have to do some research. And again, you kind of just have to keep going. At least in my instance, a lot of people didn't have answers or didn't know if we were allowed to do this.
Mm-hmm.
So we kind of just kept going until someone said no.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that was a little scary, but it was all worth it. You know, if you believe in something, you just have to start doing it.
Yes, absolutely. And so for somebody who doesn't have your experience in the restaurant side of things, where would you recommend they start?
Pair up with people who do, because
Okay.
if you don't have any restaurant experience, personally, I feel like it's hard to run an actual restaurant. I want to say most restaurant owners or cafe owners did at some point work as a server, a hostess, a chef, a cook somewhere in the restaurant world because you do have to follow certain standards. You do have
Mm-hmm.
to have a food service licensing. You do have to get in touch with vendors, food
Mm-hmm.
vendors. So that
Yes.
is like a whole another world. You have to work very close with the health department. So that's actually one thing I wanted to ask you, and I could never really
Mm-hmm.
find the answer
Yeah.
out. How are you licensed? Because I am licensed by DBPR, which license hotels and restaurants.
Right. So we are licensed as a bakery. So we have
Okay.
a more limited menu than you guys. So we only do like cupcakes and biscuits and things like that. And so that's the Department of Agriculture, and we're licensed as a bakery. So it's a different department here in Florida.
Okay. So,
Mm-hmm.
and that's
Yeah.
that's another interesting thing is when
Yes.
we called the Department of Agriculture, they were like, "We don't regulate those." So it's like it depends who you get
It
in touch
depends
with.
on your menu. So what they told me
Yes.
was before we can answer that question, we need to see what you're going to offer. And so I'm gonna be honest, I never had any background in any type of restaurant or cafe.
Mhm.
I just wanted to help kitty cats. That was my main thing.
Mhm.
Luckily, I have a friend of mine, so making connections. I have a friend of mine who's my baker, and she's like a caterer, and so she
Mhm.
comes and she helps me out a couple days a week to make the cupcakes and things like that, and that's what we sell. And so I learned a lot from her. And then you're right. When you do your food manager training course, you learn a whole bunch of stuff about like proper
Mhm.
service and what we can do. And the food manager training course is probably like maybe 10 steps above everything that we do at the cafe. We don't have shellfish. We don't have we don't have meat. We don't cook um meat. We're a bakery. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like 30, but we have it. Like I'm a certified food safety
Interesting,
manager.
because that's what
So
I
yeah.
was wondering.
Hmm.
Okay, because
Yes.
I when we were calling around, they were like, I don't know, there's a cat cafe like 2 minutes away from us. I don't know who regulates it. I was like, man, nobody
Everybody's
usually
doing it
explains
differently. It just depends on
Yes,
your vision, right? And so
yes.
I wanted I didn't want to focus too much on the food aspect because my main thing was the cats. So I wanted to make sure that I had a great cat experience, that the adoption experience was like top notch for the people that came to us, that we could house a large number of cats. So we can have up to 20 cats in our cat cafe, or a cat
Wow.
lounge. So I mean that's what I focused on. But that's the great thing about cat cafes is that and you're owning your own business is you have your vision and you make your vision happen, right? And so
Yes,
and so
yes.
that's what I love. It's like you never see the same thing. You never go to a different cat cafe and see the same thing. It's always
Mm-hmm.
something different. Everybody has their own unique,
Yes.
wonderful spin on it, and yeah, so
Yep.
it's different for everybody. Yeah. So
Getting connected with people who know your not strong points is the way to go. Like I was strong in the
yes,
restaurant world, but
yeah,
in the rescue cat care world, I was like, I'll take all the advice I can get. That's what I told
right.
the shelters when I met with them. I was like, tell me what I need to do and how I do it.
It's
You know,
exactly
I,
how I
I
was too.
took care of
Yeah.
my two cats, one cat, but I was not taking care of and adopting out 8, 10, 11 cats. So it's like, it
Right.
was a whole new world for me. I had the cats in the cafe space a month
Hmm.
before we opened just to kind of like figure it out.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
been awesome so far. We've done 16 adoptions in a month and a half.
Congratulations.
So it's been
That's
crazy. And
huge.
we really only do adult cats here. We don't do kittens. So it's been, except for I had one 6 month old who had already had a litter. She got adopted out, but it's pretty much been all adult cats. And
Wow.
100% of the adoption proceeds go back to our shelter. We don't touch any adoption proceeds.
Same here. Question, are you for profit or nonprofit for your restaurant?
I am for profit, but I
Mm-hmm.
support and work with both nonprofits. I work with one rescue who doesn't have
Mm-hmm.
a physical shelter location. They do
Mm-hmm.
a lot more TNRing and socializing feral cats and
Mm-hmm.
fostering and adopting them out, and less of like rehoming and surrendered cats. And then I work with a shelter
Okay.
who kind of does it all. They do everything. They're Save Our Cat and Kitten Socks and for Walton is my shelter, and then
Mm.
38 Cats is my rescue.
That's beautiful. That's um
Destin, we actually don't have an animal shelter in our city. And I would love to see
oh,
one day, and that's something that's been brought up to me, but we don't have no. So if something happens in my
wow.
city, which Destin is small, but it's not that small,
It's not that
animal control gets
small anymore. It's
called
not.
most of the
Yeah.
time. It's not that small anymore, but it's like
Yeah.
it's insane we don't have a shelter, so our overflow here is crazy, especially this time of year. Like
Well,
it's
then
crazy.
that's
Yes.
why they need you so that you can help them get adopted, find homes so that they can get off the streets. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's our main goal. That's like what we do
Yes,
too.
that is our main goal.
Yeah. So I'm for profit too, and then I work with one rescue called Feline Canopy of Care, and like your rescue, they're a nonprofit, and they do the hard work of getting the cats off the streets, and rescuing them from hoarding houses,
Mm-hmm.
and all the really 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 sad hard work. And then once they're all healthy, then they come to the cafe.
Yep.
I always tell them that I wanted the adult cats too, but they're overflowing with kittens right now, so we have like four kittens at our cafe, and they are the
Mm-hmm.
adorabest, cutest things ever.
No,
Yeah.
kittens are the best. Kittens are the
Yes.
best. But
So
my
high
space is
energy.
also a bit smaller than yours.
Hmm.
So I
Hmm.
have up to 10 cats at a time. My
Okay.
cafe area is pretty big. I can actually, so
Oh yeah,
this
yeah.
is
Oh,
my
that's beautiful.
cafe. And then this is my kitten lounge. And oh, I don't know if I accidentally exit out, but this is my kitten lounge in here. So you can see it um,
Oh, it's
from the cafe. So it's kind of
beautiful.
like shotgun style, I guess. You can see a couple of them up in the tree here.
Oh, so
So
pretty.
it's a little smaller. It's a little bit thinner, so I only can do 10 cats at a time. So
Hmm.
as far as feeding kittens and adult cats, I didn't have a good way to separate it here.
Yeah.
Um, and then with so much foot traffic, I was like, I was a little worried for younger kittens to get sick as well. So
Yes.
I think adults is what me and then my two partnering rescues and shelters kind of agreed on.
Mm-hmm.
for here
Beautiful.
for now.
Beautiful for now until you expand and,
That would
get
be
better.
awesome. To get like to be behind a rescue opening here would be like I would almost want that more than another cat cafe. So
Yes. Yeah.
it's yeah, I would love to see that.
Well, you obviously have some awesome manifesting powers, so make it happen, girl. Make it happen.
Trying. It's, you know, if the right person hears you, then that's all you need, which was the case for me. I mean, I worked
Yeah.
under someone who just had this awesome space and had a love for animals, that had someone that needed an awesome space and also loved animals. So it's just speaking your dreams into existence. If anybody worked with me over the last 5 years at any job, they knew that my end goal was to open a cat cafe for sure.
Oh, I love it. I love it. That's so wonderful. Well, thank you so, so much for taking the time to speak with us today. If anybody wants to find you, where can they find you online? Instagram, Facebook, how can they get in touch with you?
www.carascatcafe.com. You can message me on there. Facebook, Caras Cat Cafe. Instagram, Caras Cat Cafe.
Okay, great.
All
Sorry,
my
can you say
information's there.
the website again? I think I was talking over you.
www.carascatcafe.com.
Perfect. Perfect. Beautiful. All right. Well, wow, we've learned so much about your cat cafe today. Thank you so much for coming on the Drinks and Whiskers podcast and sharing all your awesome insights. And hopefully this helps future cat cafe owners reach their cat cafe dreams. So thank
Awesome.
you
I
so
can't
much.
wait to meet you soon. I'm so excited.
Me too, me
Thank you for
too.
having me.
Oh, thanks for being on the show.
Of course. Bye.
Thank you so much for listening to today's episode of the Drinks and Whiskers podcast. If you enjoyed it, please take a moment to like this episode, subscribe, and leave an honest review. If you want more information, you can purchase the Drinks and Whiskers book right now on Amazon.com, or you can reach me at Angeli@wittywhisker.com. Now it's time to get out there and start your cat cafe dream. How will you warm hearts with a drink and a whisker?